Hey, how are you guys? It's Drea. Today I have a bunch of new stuff. Not all of it is new in front of me, but a bunch of new products that I wanted to kind of use with you on camera. See, are they good? It's kind of a first impressions for some of them. A couple I've used once or twice, but I wanted to show you these because a lot of these are brand new and you can kind of see them in action. So it's just kind of like a casual get ready with me style video. Okay, so let's start with priming. I've already moisturized my face when I got up, put on my eye cream like I do every morning. What do you guys do? Do you wait till you do your makeup to put on moisturizer, or do you wash your face and do all that first thing? Because that's what I do. Get up, wash my face, put on all my face creams and all that kind of stuff, so that it's always been sitting on my face for at least a while by the time I start doing my makeup. So this primer, I've used this like twice now, I think. This is the Urban Decay Optical Illusion Complexion Primer. So this is like a blurring primer. It's supposed to blur your pores. I think it does a good job. I don't know that this really like keeps my makeup on longer than without a primer, but it does kind of blur your pores a little bit. What I'm really excited about is this. So this is the YSL All Hours Foundation. I think it's such a shake it. So this is, yeah, it's just called the All Hours Foundation 24-hour long wear flawless matte full coverage. Flawless matte full coverage. So that should be good. I bought the shade Warm Ivory. This is the packaging here in Canada. Now, we are weirdos here because we regulate our sunscreen products extremely heavily, and a lot of makeup companies don't want to pay, they don't want to pay the price tag to get what's called a, I think it's called a DIN number. Anyway, this is all like not interesting, but basically what that means is if there's a product that has sunscreen in it and they don't want to pay for that, they will redo the packaging here. So this does have sunscreen in it. They don't change the formula. They just don't say on the packaging that it has sunscreen. So the packaging here in Canada is slightly different than it is anywhere else. But it's still really beautiful packaging. Like, it's real nice. I have never owned a YSL foundation before, I don't think. And I don't think I've ever owned a foundation this expensive. So anyway, I don't know if I said this is in the shade Warm Ivory. It's not too liquidy. Let's do one side with a beauty blender. It's this full coverage flawless matte. I was so excited when I saw this foundation launch, and it took so much longer for it to show up on the Sephora Canada site, probably because of the packaging issue. So I had to wait so long to get my hands on it. Guys, this doesn't look full coverage to me. Like, it looks nice. It looks like a nice kind of skin-like foundation. You know, a lot of foundations can give you that skin-like radiance kind of, and I feel like it is a really nice look, but it doesn't really look full coverage. I don't know. Let's do this side with a brush. Maybe it'll be different. It is way fuller coverage with a brush than with a beauty blender. But I feel like this brush at least, and this is the Sephora 55 Pro Flawless brush. No, this one is the 56.5. I don't know. This is the Sephora brand Flawless Airbrush. I feel like it's not blending really all that well. Like, it's kind of streaky, but it is definitely more coverage with a brush. So I'm just going to tap out a beauty blender just to get rid of any streakiness, but at least you still have the full coverage. That's something I really like to do a lot whenever I use a brush, is just go over it with a beauty blender afterward. So this side definitely seems more full coverage to me. To me, this is actually a really good thing because that means you can customize your coverage. If you want it to be lighter and you're not like a huge full coverage person and you just use a beauty blender, you're gonna get a little bit more of a natural skin-like finish, and with a brush, it's definitely gonna cover up a lot more. So that's actually really good. The color is probably a little bit too light for me right now. In the winter, I think it'll be a perfect match though. So I just picked this up recently. This is the Hard Candy Sheer Envy Color Correct Cushion Wonder. And this one is in the shade This doesn't have a shade listed anywhere on it. It just says Skin Imperfection Neutralizer. So whatever that means, but it's like a peach one. Okay, I used this once last night. I was super impressed with it. For one thing, I love the packaging on it. It's got this little twisty thing right here, which is an on and off switch. So you don't have to worry about squeezing it and a whole bunch coming out if you don't want it to. You turn it on and then you can squeeze it out. So what I'm using this for is to correct my dark circles before I put on concealer. I think you can see here that it is coming out of that cushion there. And I'm just going to dot a little bit on each dark circle and just buff it out. And if you want, if this matches your skin tone a little bit better and you don't care about brightening, look at that. Like, you could just use it on its own. I really like the way it neutralizes the dark circles. I think it's actually a really, really good color corrector product. But look at how well that just like completely covered my dark circle, and then I'll go in with a concealer to actually like brighten and fully cover everything up. Full coverage concealer. This is the Tarte Shape Tape. This is just going to be kind of like everyday makeup for me, so I'm not like highlighting the rest of my face, and I'm not going to bake. I'm just going to set my under eye with the e.l.f. under eye setting powder. Before I set the rest of my face, I'm just gonna, whoa, that is crazy. Okay, my little mini of the Hoola Contour Quickie Stick was broken and just went flying across the room. All right, let's just go with it. There's no dog hair on it, so. Okay, so I'm just gonna quickly cream contour before I set the rest of my face. Oh shoot, see how that's coming out? Jeez. Okay, let's talk. I feel like I haven't been saying anything yet. So we went and saw the McGregor. We didn't see it. We didn't see it in person. We went out to a bar and watched the McGregor Mayweather fight last night. You know, you guys, like, I don't know how many men watch my channel. Very few. Very few. I never see comments from guys, but what is it with guys in boxing? I like boxing. I'll watch boxing. I enjoy it. But there's something about getting a bunch of guys in one room and the testosterone maybe, I don't know what it is, but they get worked up. Like, there was actually a bar fight that happened after the fight ended, and it was weird. Like, some guy was trying to jump over another guy to get to some other guy because he was in the bathroom and the other guy wanted to be in the bathroom. I don't even know what was going on. It was crazy. But yeah, there's a lot of screaming. And then there was one guy who was so invested in it that he was just so mad that Mayweather won the fight. And it was just like, what is it with these guys? Like, they're just way too into this. And I know my husband, he was like really into it as it was happening. He was like shouting, and it was funny. It was cute. I like a masculine man, so you know, when he's getting into it, I was like, oh. But anyway, what is it with guys and boxing? But I really enjoy McGregor. I think he is so interesting, and he's like got so much charisma, and I like that he just says whatever he's feeling and thinking. So I think that's what a lot of people like about McGregor, so I see where the popularity comes from. But, you know, both of the fighters had a lot of grace afterwards. Like, neither one of them was trash talking the other. And they were both just like, yeah, he fought really well. You know, and they each had other things to say. But for the most part, they were just like really good about it all. So it was really, really great to go out and actually see that. We hadn't even planned on going out. But with my husband, it's just like, okay, we call it following his nose. If he follows his nose somewhere and we end up seeing something amazing or cool or having a great time, and I've just learned over the many, many years I've been with him to just go with it. So we weren't even planning on like going anywhere last night, but There was only one bar in our whole city who was actually showing the fight. Because I heard that if you're a bar, I think it was like a minimum of $2,500 to actually pay for the being able to show it. And a lot of bars didn't want to show it because they were afraid of like people fighting and stuff, which makes total sense. So we got there and we were like, there was actually, it was full to capacity, and the bouncer was like, okay, well, you guys are number 1 and 2 in line, so if 2 people come out, you can go in. And we only had to stand there for 5 minutes, and he was just like, okay, just go in. So I've already primed my eyes with MAC Painterly, and I'm very excited because I want to use this. This is one of the new MAC, I think they're called the Girls palettes. This is the Mischief Minx one, which is all warm toned. This is what it looks like. I also got the basic Bitch palette, which, let me just show you because I have it right here. It's really beautiful, and I used it the other day. Oh my god, it looked so gorgeous. I had to snap about it because it was so beautiful. But I have not used this one yet, so let's get to using this one. I washed all my brushes yesterday. Isn't it always great the day after you wash your brushes, you can pick whichever brush you want to use. It's available. So yeah, I washed my brushes yesterday. There's not a lot of mattes in here, and they're kind of dark, but I guess I'll just go in with this one right here, right directly into the crease. Whoa. Whoa. That, oh geez, that's too much. That's too much! Abort. Okay, that might have been a little bit of a mistake. You know what? Since it's kind of in the outer V, let's use that other outer V and not bring it too far into the crease. Yeah, that is pigmented. Gotta be a little bit careful. So you guys, now that, okay, actually let me take a step back. When me and my husband first started dating, I was pretty young. It was kind of my party animal days. And when we first met, we bar hopped a lot. We loved karaoke. We just liked, you know, live bands, live music, downtown Toronto, going there just all the time. Amazing spots, like really cool places to be. And it was always like late nights. And once we had small kids, my husband is a musician. I don't know how many of you know that. I'm gonna put just a touch of this brown just right here. Anyway, he's a musician, so he would gig a lot, and I would just stay home with the kids because I was like, no, I'm done with my party animal days, and you go out, you make the money doing that, and I'm just gonna stay home and watch these children. And most of the time I had a full-time job if I wasn't like on mat leave anyway, so it's not like I could go out a lot. But any hoozlebees, now that my kids are much older and they can babysit, like the older ones are both old enough to babysit the youngest. So now that that is happening, guess what's happening a lot more? We're back to our party animal days a little bit. I don't want to say total party animal days, but we are definitely taking advantage. And we've been going out a lot. If you follow me on Snapchat, you might think that all I do is just go to bars and drink, but that is not the case. That has been happening a lot on weekends, more and more lately, but it's really not my whole life. Look at how nicely these are blending. They're really pretty. Okay, so I'm gonna take a MAC 242, and without wetting it, let's go with gold. Okay, let's go with gold. I'm not gonna wet this. I just wanna see how it works without wetting it. Oh, actually, you know what? I think it might need to be wet. Not a lot is coming out on this brush. Nope, nothing is happening. Okay, so I'm gonna just Fix Plus this brush, put it into that gold, and hopefully it'll behave. No, it's really, well, actually no, a little bit is coming up. It's just really just a lot of sparkle and not much of anything else. Okay, so let's change tactics. I'll do a little bit of gold on the other side's inner corner, and then I'll put that kind of rose gold in the middle. So the other night we were able to go out. We had to travel a little bit, but it was worth it because I got to meet Kristen Game, who has a YouTube channel. She's been on YouTube a long time. I know a lot of you know her. She's amazing. I've loved her videos I've been watching her videos probably for about 1.5 to 2 years now. She's one of those people where I will watch any video she puts out and I'm just like there for it. Like, I love her channel. I love the way she explains things. She's just really, really great. If you've never checked her out, go do that. But I'm sure a lot of you know her anyway. But yeah, we went and we met her at a little Irish pub. It was a great time. We were having such a good time that we were like, okay, well, let's just, you know, have another drink. We'll keep sitting here. And then eventually it led into, oh, well, you guys like karaoke, right? Let's go check out a karaoke bar. And so then we're like, oh, well, where is this? Where is a karaoke bar? Because it was a town we didn't live in. We weren't really that familiar with it. I'm just bronzing with this, the Glam Bronze from Loreal. And yeah, so we ended up finding a karaoke bar and singing a few songs. And it was really, really great. I think she recorded us singing and she said she might put it on her vlog channel. I have no idea. It doesn't matter. You guys don't need to see us sing. But she's a great singer. She's a really, really great singer. I Snapchatted the whole night. You know, with me, my Snapchat is like all I talk about. But anyway, it was a great, great time, and it was just fun because she and I have, you know, we've snapped back and forth and we've got to know each other a little bit, but it's nice like meeting somebody and really getting to know them a little bit more. And she was in Toronto, well, she was in Toronto for work, but she was also, whew, that brush almost got away from me. She's also in Toronto for IMATS. So she met with us a couple days before IMATS and then she went off to IMATS. So I hope she had a good time there. So the Sephora collection recently came out with 4 new highlighters. They're called the Golden Hour highlighters. This one is in the shade Dawn, which I haven't tried yet. I've swatched them. Wow, they're like kind of really powdery. But this is kind of like a golden yellowish one. You guys, I'm really kind of sad that summer is kind of over here almost. Like the weather has just been like spring or fall weather. And it sucks. And all I want to do is just be bronzy and highlighted and sunset eyes and warm tones and pretend that summer never ends here in Canada, but it does. Anyway, so yeah, this is like, I really like these highlighters. I've tried 2 of the other ones. I feel like they're subtle enough when they first go on, but they build up really well, like you can see this. But even when it builds up, it's still kind of natural looking. Like it doesn't really look like it's highlighter sitting on top of your skin, you know what I mean? I'm not going to do wing liner today. What I want to do is just kind of a smudgy black smoky upper lash line. So I'm just going to use my Buxom liner. This is called Hold the Line, a waterproof liner. And this is a really creamy, nice liner. So I'm just going to put it at the base of my lash line and then smudge it out with this brush, which is the E15 from Sigma. So yeah, I really like this. I think it gives kind of more of a sultry, smoky look without being a full-on smoky eye. And it doesn't have those really sharp lines of a winged eyeliner, so it's more of like a softer look. I don't want to go really heavy under the lash line, so I'm just going to take a little bit of this orange here. Yeah, I'm just going to take a little bit of this orange and just smudge it out a little bit underneath. I don't want to have a bare lash line, but I don't want to go too dark and make it like kind of heavy either. So on second thought, once the eye look is all together, that gold is actually pretty perfect. Like when I was first putting it on, I couldn't really see it, but I think that's because it was kind of a similar color to my eyelid. And once I have all the colors on, I actually really, really like it. I like the kind of pop that it gives you right on the inner corner, and there's enough sparkle. I really like the way this ended up. I think these palettes are actually really nice. Like they're not full-on pigmented. Some of the colors, some of them are, but some of them are not full-on pigmented as soon as you put it on, but they're very buildable and they blend really well. Like I really like the way this ended up looking. I always like to set my face before mascara. I don't know if I'm weird like that, but I always feel like if I spray the mascara, it might end up running on my face. So I always just set it at this point. I am not going to wear false eyelashes today. I want to show you guys this new mascara from Essence. It is called the Volume Stylist Lash Extension Mascara. I've been using this for about a month now. I love it. Spoiler, this is going to be my favorite. It's coming up soon. I don't know when my favorites is going up, but this has become a huge favorite. So this really does lengthen your lashes. So this really lengthens your lashes a lot. I mean, you guys will see in a second. It's really not good for building up. That's the only thing. You really cannot do more than like 2 layers with this, and even sometimes the second layer can start looking clumpy, but 1 layer is going to give you nice, voluminous, long eyelashes. So I just zoomed you in just so you can see the difference. So this is the lashes with mascara and without, duh. So there you go. Look at those eyelashes. Now this one is starting to get a little clumpy, like I had to be careful with it. So that is the one drawback with this, is that you have to be careful about, like, wipe off your brush first, go in with it. Sometimes if you think you need a second coat, go ahead, but most of the time 1 coat is enough, and it's gonna give you lashes that are long and bomb. And last thing is lips. Let's just try 2 different lip options. I have both of these new Huda Beauty lip strobes. This one is in the shade Angelic, and then this one is in the shade Bougie, which I love the names of both of them. So let's just try Angelic first. I'm not gonna put any liner or anything. I just wanna use these on their own. Look at how gorgeous that is. These smell like caramel too. So there is the whole look with the Angelic lip gloss. And here is the look with Bougie. So here it is with Bougie. I think I really like this one because it's a little bit warmer, you know, the shade of it. The other one is very pretty and like nude and natural, but I think with this eye look, this is a little bit nicer. Let me know down in the comments, which one do you like better? Do you like the nude or the warmer one? So you guys, I don't think there was anything that I used today that I didn't end up enjoying. I really am liking this so far. Like, obviously this is the first time I'm using it, but I love the way my skin looks right now. Hopefully it'll be an oily girl's dream and it will last all day long. But like I said, I will update you in the future. All the products that I used today are listed down below, so you don't have to skip back and forth if there's something you're interested in. It's all down there, all the information. This really impressed me. I'm going to keep using this and let you know. And if you haven't checked out these Sephora highlighters yet, they're only like $19 here in Canada or $20, something like that. So even cheaper in the States. I'm really happy with the way this look came out. I think it's just gorgeously summery. I love it, love it, love it. And that's it for today. So thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Definitely subscribe if you're new here. And that's it. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I love you guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.